With all these social distancing rules, I've got one question. What did I learn after 4 years of social isolation? The answer, coming up. Hey there, it's Janae Fernandez-Jones with Purpose Launchers and the Purpose Launchers Foundation, where we help visionaries and people with a dream to launch what they love. The only thing that anyone is talking about these days is the coronavirus and the fact that we have to impose social distancing as a safety measure.
If you ever come close to me again, I will kill you.
Okay, how about we just calm down a little bit, Tris? There is a lot happening because of the coronavirus. A lot of people are sick, a lot of people are suffering, and I gotta tell you that after the first couple weeks of dealing with all the information and misinformation, put me on an emotional roller coaster. First, I was upset that a new virus had been transmitted to the human race. Then I was desperate to find toilet paper, which had been sold out everywhere. Then I was heartbroken for the people who were sick and struggling for their lives. I was also furious that I couldn't find any gluten-free spaghetti. I don't get it. Who the heck panic buys buckwheat spaghetti? Other than me. But in all of this, I did manage to break out my happy dance. And that was when I realized that no one could be mad at me for being an antisocial introvert. At least for the time being. Because right now, everyone has to be an antisocial introvert. That's when it occurred to me that if staying indoors and avoiding human contact was an Olympic sport, I would be like the Simone Biles of introverts, only with less abs. From 2011 to 2015, I endured a health situation that forced me to become a shut-in for those years. Whoops, sorry, wrong movie. Let's just take it from the top. During that time, I was living in a 2-bedroom condo with my family, and I didn't go anywhere.
You want to go to Taco Bell?
No, Karen, not even to Taco Bell. Well, maybe through the drive-thru, but I have to stay in the back seat. I was really hypersensitive to being around people. I was very vulnerable to illness. The only thing that I can do to protect myself was to isolate. I fell completely off the radar. I wasn't on any social media.
Oh God, honey, no.
None of my friends had heard from me during that time, with the exception of a few who kept in contact with my parents to make sure I was still alive.
Well, she's alive, but she's a nun.
But for the most part, I lived a life of a hermit. And I think that what people miss about this is that There are emotional, psychological, and spiritual ramifications of social distancing, social isolation, anything that keeps you away from people and human connection. Something happens to you psychologically when you are forced to rely on only yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. Intervals of social isolation applied in a healthy way has the power to make you incredibly strong, self-sufficient, and wise. If you're channeling your energy into positive pursuits like self-reflection, creative exploration, meditation, journaling, yoga, and you're using personal development techniques, you can have phenomenal spiritual and emotional growth in a short space of time. But understand that this is only with proper support systems in place. And if you aren't approaching this as a disciplined practice, it's likely to alter your capabilities for social function and your ability to relate to the world around you and the people in it in a healthy way. It can also forever impede your ability to cultivate healthy relationships. One of the most important things that I learned during social isolation was that you will inevitably lose the weakest links of your friendship.
I'm sorry, why are we friends with them again?
When I say weakest, what I mean is relationships that are solely sustained by superficial or material themes, or that are not in alignment with your evolution. But the truth of the matter is that the strongest relationships are the ones that are worth preserving. And those relationships that feed you, those relationships with those people that are true and sincere will stick by your side. There is an underlying love and compassion there that will naturally protect that relationship. I think the takeaway from all this is that we definitely need human connection, even if we are oriented toward introversion. We weren't meant to be islands because we find our greatest life lessons through our interaction with others. But at the same time, responsibly approaching any kind of social fast like the one that we are all currently experiencing can bring powerful rewards that enrich our self-knowledge and grants us greater control over our human experience. Right now, finding balance between the two extremes is the way forward. So my view on this whole social distancing thing? Embrace it, but also embrace the commitment you have to the people you love in gratitude, kindness, love, compassion, tolerance, forgiveness, and unity. And that's all I have for you today, guys. I hope that was helpful. If you haven't liked any of our pages, be sure to do that. Let's stay connected. I will see you on the awesome side.